It's gone. My Moldavite has gone. It has disappeared. It is no longer in its setting. I've got no more Moldavite. Seriously, it's gone. And I'm pretty pissed off about it. So yeah, yesterday I went to do some yoga, and I was basically where I am now. I'm in a little pagoda at a yoga resort, the Casa Yoga Resort, on the beautiful island of Koh Samui, Thailand. I took the ring off to do a little outdoor yoga session here. It's a great place to do it. Get a bit of privacy here. And I definitely remember the stone was inside the ring when I took it off. I definitely 100% know that. Okay? And I placed this next to my yoga mat, and when I came back it was still there. I remember putting it on. I remember seeing it, and I slid it onto my finger. The same finger that I've had it on for the last 6 months without a day missed. Okay? Then I walk away, and I walk about maybe 100 meters, and for some reason I decide to stop at these pull-up bars which they have around here, outdoor pull-up bars, and do a few pull-ups. I haven't done any pull-ups there for a couple of months actually. I just thought on this day, oh, I'm going to do it. Took the ring off, placed it down on the floor on top of my bag. 10 minutes later, I was exhausted after my pull-ups, didn't do that many. Came to put the ring back on again and noticed that the stone, the gem, the Moldavite was not there. Empty. Now, this then led to me panically looking around to try and find it. This is outdoors, don't forget, so I'm looking for a green stone amidst green grass and tiny bits of gravel. I searched that place intimately, okay, and nothing there. 100% sure it wasn't there. So I retraced my steps back to this yoga pagoda, and nothing. And I mean, I really looked. It was like a crime investigation scene. I was that thorough. One pace after the next, slowly examining every centimetre that was in front of me, and I could not find it at all. Admittedly, it was a little bit like looking for a needle in a haystack, but I know no one had walked on that path, no one could have disturbed it, and I was sure that I was going to see it there somewhere. And you know, I went back and forth a few times. It was starting to get dark, and I just gave up. And and I couldn't really understand how I could have lost it. But I believe that part of the problem could be that, I don't know if you go back to the last video, if you remember the last video I did on Moldavite, I've actually been taking it out of its setting for the first time in the last couple of weeks and placing it on parts of my body during meditation to see if there was going to be a greater effect, which did happen, by the way. You can check that out in a different video. But it obviously, well, I think has loosened it, and it might have slipped out at some point on that little 100-meter route between here and the pull-up bars. But if that had happened, how did I not notice when I took the ring off to do the pull-ups that the stone wasn't there? Surely I would have seen it, right? I looked at my finger as I took it off like this, and surely I would have seen it missing. So this is why I'm kind of thinking, maybe I didn't lose it. Maybe the Moldavite disappeared. What do you think of that? Well, if you're into Moldavite, you might know this. It's actually quite a well-known phenomenon that people lose their Moldavite, because it tends to just disappear. And this is a phenomenon I've read about, and I actually have a friend of mine who also has a Moldavite ring, and he lost his ring a few weeks back. I think in his room in his house, his bedroom. That was the last place he saw it, and he can't find it, and it's his bedroom. You'd think he would be able to find it, but you know, Moldavite, there are tons of reports of Moldavite just going missing, and this, I don't know why it happens. I don't think anyone knows why it happens. There are reasons given, ideas behind why that is. One that I've heard is that it possibly vibrates at such a high level, especially when perhaps people have been working with it, that it's not viewable to the human eye, and so it's possibly still there, or it's disappeared somewhere and vibrated into another dimension, but we can't see it because our eyesight isn't strong enough. You know, that's one possibility. I mean, anyone who knows a little bit about the human eyesight, which is an extraordinary thing, but actually we can only see a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic light spectrum, and I mean less than 1% of it. I think probably less than 0.01% of it actually we can actually see. And you know, who's to say that there aren't things out there that we can't perceive with our own eyes? I mean, people often talk about children who can see things that we can't because they're a little bit more tuned to the universe, and cats or dogs who you often see kind of looking at something and you're wondering what they're looking at, and there doesn't appear to be anything there. So it's a possibility, you know, but that's the whole ring gone missing with my friend. This, it's only the Moldavite itself that seems to have disappeared. So is that even possible? I don't know, but it's a theory anyway, because I honestly cannot see how I wouldn't have noticed it when I took the ring off, and then I went back to the ring after the pull-ups and there's nothing there. And I checked very thoroughly several times in a very short limited space, a limited range of space that I passed through during the time that I know that I had it for certain and I'm less sure. So is this the phenomenon? I don't know. Can't be 100% sure, of course. But yeah, it happened yesterday. I'm still processing it, and I've had this ring for 6 months. It's been a part of me for 6 months, every single day. And actually, I'm feeling a little bit sad. My friend, my Moldy, my beautiful Moldy is gone, and I miss her. I miss her. It's a her. And we're getting so close as well. We were getting unbelievably close the last, I don't know, couple of weeks when I'd started meditating with it, and yeah, it's not there. So yeah, it's a sad moment. We're going to see how this affects me anyway. Possibly I've been relying on it, maybe thinking about it too much, and maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it has affected my day-to-day reality and how I perceive things and how I've been thinking about things. So we'll see how that goes. It could be an interesting experiment, this, but you'll be pleased to know I've done a visualization to try and get it back, so I'm going to check again and keep checking, and who knows, maybe it'll turn up. But yeah, for now I just wanted to report on this, and yeah, as always, it's all an experimentation, it's all an experiment, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment. I really want to hear your comments. TimothyPhoenix.com. Timothy Phoenix is my YouTube channel. Timothy.Phoenix is my Instagram. Come and say hello. And until the next video, hasta luego.